Welcome back to The Key with Kim Mills. So here's the thing. Before we get into anything else, I want to say this super clearly. If the holidays feel heavy for you this year, nothing is wrong with you. I feel like the season is often painted as joyful and magical. And you know what? Sometimes it is. But for a lot of people, it brings up emotions that are just harder to name. It could be grief. It could be change. It could be some kind of longing. It could just be a lot of pressure. And sometimes it's not one big thing. It could just be a collection of lots of little things. So I want to normalize that. And I want you to feel allowed to feel however you feel this season. For me, the holidays, candidly, they don't feel the same as they once did. And I've had to stop pretending that they should. My kids are growing up. I have teenagers now. And with that, there's less magic. And I do miss it. I really do. I miss how simple it felt, how everything felt bigger and brighter through their eyes. And some of the traditions that we had, we've just kind of outgrown. At the same time, we've made a really intentional choice as a family that instead of traditional holidays, we're going to prioritize taking a trip with just our kids. That concentrated time together means everything to us, especially as they get older and life continues to get busier. It is different, yet it still is meaningful. And it's also okay to grieve what used to be while appreciating what currently is. My dad is in memory care with Alzheimer's, and he is now here in Columbus, which makes me feel incredibly lucky. I get to see him now whenever I can, and I don't take that for granted for a second. And still, there are these moments when I think about who he was and who he was when his brain was healthy. And what I wouldn't give for one or two more of those conversations. Both things are true, and gratitude and sadness, and having them at the same time. This year, I also have family and close friends who have experienced loss. And when people you love are hurting, the joy, honestly, it just can feel a little bit dimmer. And it's not gone, it's just quieter. That doesn't mean joy isn't allowed. It just means it looks a little bit different. I want to share something with you guys, and maybe a little imperfect, but I think you'll be able to understand. I came home, my uncle passed away this fall, and we had his funeral right before Thanksgiving. So I got home after all of the celebration of life and seeing family. I poured myself a giant glass of wine and I put on The Family Stone, which I cry every single time I watch that movie, and I make myself watch it every single year. And I just let myself cry. And honestly, it felt so damn good. Not because I was wallowing, but because I just stopped trying to hold it all in and trying to hold it all together. I let myself feel what needed to be felt. Like no timeline, there's no judgment, and just let it go. I think we underestimate how healing it can be to just let emotions move through us instead of feeling like we have to push them down or tuck them away and put a facade on. Okay, I want to share with you 3 ways to move through the holidays with more ease. And hopefully this will help you just stay a little bit more grounded and find those little moments of joy. The first one is I want you to shrink the definition of joy. I think we feel like joy has to be a production. And I really think it's quite the opposite. I think it doesn't look like magic and it doesn't have to be perfect. I find joy in some of the tiniest, quietest moments. Maybe it's when you turn on your Christmas tree light in the morning and you have a cup of coffee in the quiet. Maybe it's a bundled up walk outside where your cheeks get a little bit cold and you can just like hear the winter air. Maybe it's a shared laugh with a really good friend. Maybe it's just creating a moment of calm in the midst of a lot of chaos. The joy, honestly, it doesn't need to be loud. It just needs your attention. Oh, second thing, I am all about giving, especially when you feel sad. I think it snaps me out of it. So give to someone, give to anyone. When I'm feeling low, if I can find a way to give to somebody, it shifts everything for me into feeling so much better instead of feeling sad. It doesn't have to be big. It could be a really kind text to someone who maybe you ran into and it meant something to you. It could be a handwritten note. It could be buying someone coffee. I did this the other day with a kid and one of my sons in the car, and we bought the coffee, behind us in the line in Starbucks. And he's like, "Why are you doing that?" And I was like, "I don't know. It just feels good." And he was like, "That is really nice." Simple little things, especially when we know so many people we love are hurting. I think these small kindnesses matter more than we realize. And the third thing, I really want to encourage you to release the pressure to perform for the holidays. You don't have to recreate traditions that no longer fit. And I think sometimes it can be really hard to let go of those. But what happens is when you finally let go of those, you can actually create some new things. You don't have to attend everything. One of my favorite things to say right now is thanks, but no thanks. You don't have to do it all. Maybe this isn't the year you send out the holiday card. Guess what? It's okay. And you don't have to make everything look perfect. You are allowed to honor the season as it is, not as it used to be or as you feel it has to be. If the holidays feel heavy, just let them be heavy without judgment. Sadness can visit, but it doesn't get to drive. I want you to choose joy where you can. And when you can't, just choose kindness, especially toward yourself. This season doesn't have to be perfect to be meaningful. Thank you so much for tuning in. New episodes drop every Tuesday. Please subscribe and share this with a friend so you don't miss the next conversation. I'm really excited to be on this journey with you. And just remember, the key really is in the details, and the journey, it's just as important as the destination.